Hello everyone and welcome to Sunburned. Albino ranks all the Valkyries and God of War from easiest to hardest. One of the ongoing side missions in this game is to rescue the trapped spirits of Valkyries from their corrupted physical forms, and they can be real hard. This would have been a full boss ranking had they not decided to pump 80% of the roster full of ancient spirit and dowdy clones, but this is better anyway, because we're gonna be in the permanent company of ladies tonight. Yeah, Kratos ain't the only one with a Leviathan in his hand right now. Let's get it on. Story spoilers incoming. This is on normal mode, by the way. Might be kinky, but I'm no masochist, and changing the difficulty probably wouldn't change the order around anyway. They'd all just get equally harder. Let's get it on. Number 1, Gunnar. The easiest Valkyrie in God of War is Gunnar. The first one you're introduced to, Gunnar is the combat foundation for all future Valkyrie encounters. She introduces the basic wing attacks that will be shared by all her cohorts. Consider this your warm-up / gear quality test, because struggling against Gunnar is a doomsday prophecy for the rest of your fights. Block her wing combos with your shield, and then don't block her unblockable wing jab, which is unblockable because fuck if I know, it's just a jab. Kratos, the Greek god of war, can't block a jab from a hawk with tits? Is Norse mythology just a whole nother league? I'm out of my element. Sidestep those attacks and parry her parryables, then follow up with a combo of your own while mashing square so Atreus can feel like he's in the fray too, even though Valkyries don't target him ever. I mispronounce names as I see fit. Atreus just makes him sound like a basketball player. Like if his name was Latreus, you'd be like, is that the center for the Lakers? More like Lakers of the 9, am I right? Norse mythology basketball joke, check. Who is this guy? I like him. Number 2, Kara. Too bad these bosses aren't drawn anime style. I'd really enjoy that. The order you fight these Valkyries in is going to be completely different than me, probably. But Kara was like the 5th one I beat, and it's a big difficulty step down from some of her fellow Vanguard. Kara adds some aerial attacks to the mix by throwing her little mini galactic donuts at you, Bloodborne callback. When there's multiple scrambling out, you block them since you can't dodge. And when she flashes red up there, she's throwing some mega donuts that can't be blocked. Her main gimmick, though, that is unique only to her is her ability to spawn Draugr, which I think actually makes the fight easier, since mass chain blading them can drop health potions for you. All the Valkyries drop potions intermittently as you damage them, but this is even more of a bonus. Number 3, Olrun. Olrun is a quick little bugger. Remember that unblockable jab from before? That's pretty much all this chick does, only you have even less time to react because she dashes toward you with it from across the room all day. As annoying as that sounds, as you get used to her, you'll start to anticipate it better, which will give you plenty of openings. Now, Olrun has an aerial diving attack, but she only did it once during this fight for some reason. Suffice to say, you should probably dodge when you see her shoot up into the sky, or Kratos is about to get stiletto curb stomped in the neck, which is probably the womanliest way to kill someone. Getting your neck snapped 3 times with a high heel is a sexy way to go, not gonna lie, although my son's screaming kind of ruins the mood. Speaking of son screaming, Atreus needs to shut the fuck up saying watch out every 10 seconds, like, bitch, my shield is up and the enemy is in front of my face. I am watching out. Why don't you go back to running around like anyone's trying to attack you and toss the real man some health potions when I need them? Punk-ass baby god, more like a half-giant pain in my dick. Number 4, Roda. Now, if you're looking for aerial shenanigans, Roda is your girl, but not like your girl. She'd be very clear on that, probably. Roda does the aforementioned neck stomp move super prominently this time around. I call her Dorothy because she'll click her heels together 3 times and say there's no place like the inside of your esophagus. In addition to this, she has some soaring dash attacks you need to dodge 3 times before you can go to town on her landing butt, which is the closest this God of War comes to a sex scene unless I missed something. Get ready to dodge a lot. A lot. Roda requires good focus, but when you master avoiding her stuff, you get a lot of openings. Number 5, Hildur. Hildur is the most annoying fight to prepare for, being in Niflheim, where the curse fog is constantly gassing you until you die. Create your own Holocaust joke and insert it right there. I'm wearing 2 pieces of the Ivaldi armor set that increases your resistance to the curse, as well as an enchantment that greatly reduces it, which you can get if you open the back left chest in the Rift Room for 2500 Mist Echoes, and that provides more than enough time for me to kick this frosty bitch's ass. Hildur herself is one of the easier Valkyries. Her gimmick is a barrage of ice that is easily blocked, followed by a bigger ice chunk you need to sidestep. Otherwise, she's a bit more parryable than your average lady, and you'll have yourself a relatively easy time as long as you don't let the hourglass run out. It refills when you beat her, but then you get to waste 20% of it picking up all her loot. Hope you're not a slow reader. Number 6, Gondol. If you're in your own game chugging along to this point, you get how Valkyries work by now, and Gondol mixes it up just a little bit to throw you off for like 2 attacks before you adjust to the new patterns and take her out. Her flaming meteors are the most pointlessly easy attack to dodge of anything I've seen so far, and her version of the heel stomp dive is more telegraphed than usual, but she retains many of the threatening moves of her sisters as well, so she's still a force to be mildly respected. I haven't talked about the blinding flash attack yet, so mash X and roll away from that shit when you see it coming, and then sidestep the follow-up strike, which will either leave her open or give you a massive concussion if you get hit by it. The fact that you had to kill 100 enemies in one round for one of the sword challenges just to get here is BS, by the way. That's like a 30-minute affair. Gondol gets second place for most annoying to reach Valkyrie. Number 7, Air. Air introduces the Get Fucked attack, which is where she rises up into the air and does an unavoidable unless you're on the complete other side of the room AoE that is very painful. When you see her fly up in the air, it's a great time to throw your axe at her, because it's also worth mentioning that every Valkyrie that does aerial attacks can be knocked out of an aerial attack with an axe throw. This will stun her and let you sprint up, recall your axe, and beat the crap out of her till next time. This is why I only use the Leviathan axe on every Valkyrie except Kara, because if you're too far away for your Chaos Blades to reach, you can't hit them out of the air sometimes, and that is bad. Air has a big old lady boner for the stunning and blinding attacks, which makes her harder than most of her brethren because she focuses on the Valkyrie's best attacks, so you're always in the most danger. Number 8, Geardriffle. Of all the names, that's probably the worst. Geardriffle plays like your garden variety Valkyrie encounter until she jumps up into the air and blankets the field in a thick smog, which is actually just you being blinded, but that's how they choose to represent it. Regardless, you can't see shit, and when you want to dodge/block a Valkyrie's attacks, you need to see shit. If you're super fast, when you see her fly up to activate that move, you can throw an axe with ninja reflexes to knock her down before she pulls it off. It's this trick, and only this trick, that makes this boss fight manageable. I tried a dozen times to beat her before I knew I could do that, and the blindness was just devastating. She was the second one I ever faced, and I had to quit and learn more tactics from other fights before I came back and saved her for last. Geardriffle. Geardriffle sounds like if your girlfriend is like, "Am I beautiful?" And then you're like, "No, but you're Geardriffle." And then she's like, "What the fuck is that?" And you're like, "I don't know, should we break up?" Number 9, Sigrun. Duh, the Queen of Valkyries. The hardest Valkyrie in God of War is Sigrun. Sigrun takes every attack you've encountered and puts them all together with a massive health bar. She can chain any attack she wants into any other attack and can do combos with as many or as few hits as she feels like. The opening you got the first time she did something might not be there the second. Your only chance at victory is to be really, 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 really good and make almost no mistakes ever. Needless to say, I haven't beaten her. My best attempt got her down to half health. My gear has me at level 7, but my axe is still level 5. As if I'm ever going back to Niflheim to get that final upgrade material. I will never visit that God's Forsaken place again. I don't feel like I need to be any stronger, I just can't outlast her. Someday, though. Maybe never, I do give up easily. Like all Valkyries, Sigrun is just as vulnerable to being knocked out of the sky with your axe, so do that whenever you can. If you still can't win, just take solace in the fact that you're just like me. And me is a great thing to be. Well, that's going to do it for this boss ranking. I hope you enjoyed it. I have others for games like the Souls series, Bloodborne, Neo, Kingdom Hearts, Cuphead, Hollow Knight, Salt and Sanctuary, so dive in. Also, I do tons of other great things, so like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.